Welcome to Technologyverse.
All right, let's dive right into this explainer. If you really want to understand the architecture of the modern Indian economy, there's basically one massive catalyst you have to look at. Today, we're unpacking one of the most immense digital transformations happening anywhere on the planet right now. We're looking closely at Reliance Jio and how it has systematically evolved from just providing basic mobile data to literally shaping the digital future of India. Get comfortable, because the numbers we're about to look at are truly staggering.
So let's kick things off with a little bit of scale shock, shall we? 241 exabytes. That is the total data traffic that flowed through Jio's network in the 2025-2026 fiscal year alone. To wrap your head around that, because an exabyte is literally a billion gigabytes, we're talking about enough data to continuously stream high-definition video for hundreds of thousands of years. It's just wild. And the reason this matters so much, this absolute firehose of high-speed data is the actual bedrock of India's entire digital economy, which, by the way, is projected to hit a whopping $1.4 trillion by fiscal 2031.
Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the digital gateway to India, then dominating mobile and home. Third, we'll get into AI everywhere for everyone. Fourth, powering the digital economy. And finally, empowering the nation's future.
All right, part one. The digital gateway to India, from telecom to tech giant.
Get this, over 524.4 million subscribers as of March 2026. Obviously, that's a massive user base, but what's really incredible here is the behavioral shift. Indian smartphone users aren't just hoarding these phones for quick calls anymore. They are burning through a massive average of over 25 gigabytes of data every single month. That is relentless streaming, browsing, and connecting. By combining mobile, broadband, and digital services into one unified platform, Jio has basically positioned itself as the principal gateway for over 500 million people to access the global internet.
Moving on to Section 2, dominating mobile and home, connecting a billion users.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer market dominance. It's staggering, honestly. In just a few short years since its launch, Jio has scooped up roughly 65% of all 5G subscribers in India. That's over 268 million 5G users. But they're not stopping at just mobile. If you look at broadband, they now hold a 51% subscriber share across both mobile and fixed connections. They're aggressively taking the lead in both the mobility space and your living room.
And that home broadband push, it's incredibly vital. Because historically, India has faced this massive connectivity divide. You had urban areas with really fast established infrastructure, while rural connectivity just severely lagged behind. The traditional problem was just, simple physics. Digging trenches through mountains, crossing rivers, and navigating really remote, diverse terrain just to lay fiber optic cables is a complete logistical nightmare, not to mention insanely expensive. So how exactly do you fix a historical gap like that? Well, instead of laying endless physical cables, you bridge the gap through the air. By utilizing non-line-of-sight hardware, proprietary unlicensed band radio, and 5G fixed wireless access, high-speed internet is literally beamed directly into rural and underserved homes. This specific tech powers Jio AirFiber, which has already connected over 11.5 million homes. It's driving massive deployment efficiency without needing a single inch of that traditional physical wiring.
Section 3, AI everywhere for everyone, democratizing next-gen tech.
Listen to this quote from Chairman Mukesh Ambani, because it completely reveals the real master plan here. Jio's state-of-the-art connectivity and edge computing infrastructure make it the principal gateway through which AI services reach Indian consumers, households, and businesses. So that massive 241 exabyte network we were just talking about, it isn't just for streaming movies. It's actually the foundational delivery mechanism for the AI era. By controlling the advanced connectivity and the edge computing infrastructure, Jio acts as the primary conduit for rolling out artificial intelligence at a totally unprecedented scale across the entire country.
Let's see how this actually plays out for everyday consumers. Through a huge strategic partnership with Google, regular users on unlimited Jio 5G plans are getting an 18-month free subscription to Gemini Pro. This includes access to the cutting-edge Gemini 3.0 Pro model, Notebook LM for study and research, and 2 terabytes of cloud storage. We're talking about premium AI tools valued at around 35,100 rupees, just being democratized and handed directly to consumers to supercharge national AI adoption. It's a real game changer.
On to Section 4, powering the digital economy. Enterprise and infrastructure.
Okay, the operations happening behind the scenes to support all of this are seriously advanced. To plan out their network, they actually created precise 3D digital twins of their network towers and buildings. But the most mind-bending number here is their investment in sovereign AI. Reliance announced plans to invest 10 lakh crore rupees to develop multi-gigawatt AI-ready data centers. This massive, localized compute capacity is explicitly designed to bring the cost of AI down for every single Indian citizen, while providing the heavy-duty infrastructure that global hyperscalers desperately need.
If we take a look at their official Scott analysis, strengths, challenges, opportunities, and threats, straight from their annual reporting, a much larger strategy starts to emerge. Sure, they acknowledge challenges like global tech supply chain disruptions, but look right there at the opportunities column. Because they've built this end-to-end proprietary 5G and fixed wireless stack entirely domestically, there's this massive opportunity to take these indigenous, India-developed technologies and actually export them as managed services to global markets.
Which brings us to Section 5, Empowering the Nation's Future, Societal Impact.
To really grasp the broader context of all this, we need to talk about the concept of Viksit Bharat. This is a stated national vision aiming for a fully developed India, and it relies heavily on nationwide digital inclusion, skill development, and a robust connectivity backbone. Jio explicitly aligns its massive network rollout and its corporate social responsibility initiatives directly with this specific government framework.
So, what does that alignment actually look like on the ground? Well, it translates that massive digital rollout into real-world grassroots impact. Through specific CSR initiatives, they're enhancing access to quality education via RF schools and the Jio Institute. They're also actively providing state-of-the-art digital tools directly to government and municipal schools. And beyond the classroom, they are actively nurturing emerging athletic talent with the goal of placing India firmly on the global sports stage. Interestingly enough, sports actually play a massive role in digital adoption itself. Platforms like Jio TV Plus and JioStar are bringing major global events like Cricket World Cups, Wimbledon, and the US Open directly to millions of screens. This high-speed streaming entertainment acts as a huge catalyst. It naturally drives people to adopt 5G, upgrade their home broadband, and ultimately it accelerates baseline digital literacy across the entire country.
Which brings us to a fascinating final thought. We've seen how a telecom provider transformed into a 524 million user digital gateway, literally blanketing a nation in 5G and AI-ready data centers. They've built this massive proprietary technology stack to serve the most data-hungry market on Earth. So the big question now is, having successfully engineered this architecture for India, will Jio's indigenous 5G and AI tech stack soon become India's next major global export, powering the digital future of the rest of the developing world? It is absolutely a space to watch. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I hope it helped clear up the incredible scale of how Jio is shaping India's future. All right,
If you really feel the video is helpful, click like, share, and subscribe button. Thank you for watching.